The Caltharian delegation's laughter echoed through the orbital station's conference chamber as Admiral Marcus Rivera displayed humanity's newest frigate on the holographic projector. The alien representatives, their crystalline exoskeletons gleaming under the artificial lights, clicked their mandibles in what could only be described as condescension. Chemical propulsion? Ambassador Vextar wheezed between chuckles, his translator rendering the alien sounds into mocking English. Your species still burns primitive fuel to push metal cans through the void. How quaint. Rivera maintained his composure, though his jaw tightened imperceptibly. Around the table, representatives from 6 different galactic civilizations shared knowing looks. The humans had been part of the Galactic Council for barely a decade, and their technological inferiority was a constant source of amusement among the established powers. Our ships may appear simple, Rivera replied carefully, but they serve our purposes well enough. Simple, the Etherian representative, a being of shifting energy patterns contained within a translucent suit, pulsed with what Rivera had learned to recognize as derision. Your vessels lack quantum phase drives, temporal shields, or even basic matter conversion systems. They're archaeological curiosities at best. The Zephyrian ambassador, her 6 eyes blinking in sequence, added insult to injury. We've observed your fleet movements through our deep space sensors. 37 vessels total, barely enough to patrol a single star system. Meanwhile, my people command over 2,000 ships with capabilities that would make your admirals weep. Rivera nodded politely, filing away each comment, each casual dismissal. The council meeting continued for another 2 hours, with humanity's requests for advanced defensive technologies systematically denied. Too primitive, they said. Insufficient understanding of quantum mechanics. Dangerous in the wrong hands. As the session concluded, Rivera stood and delivered his prepared statement with military precision. Thank you all for your frank assessments. I believe humanity has learned much today about its place in this galaxy. The alien delegates dispersed, some still chuckling about human technological limitations. Only Vextar lingered, approaching Rivera with what might have been concern flickering in his compound eyes. Admiral, I hope you understand that our position is not personal. Your species shows promise, but rushing advanced technology to a civilization unprepared for its implications has destroyed entire worlds. We've seen it happen before. Of course, Rivera replied, his expression unreadable. Though I wonder what you'd say if you knew the truth about our primitive fleet. Vextar's curiosity was piqued, but Rivera had already turned toward the observation deck, where Earth hung like a blue marble against the star field. The Caltharian followed, his heavy footsteps echoing in the corridor. The truth, Admiral? Rivera activated his personal communicator with a subtle gesture. This is Admiral Rivera. Authorization Omega-77. Execute Project Prometheus. The space around Earth's moon began to shimmer like heat haze. Vextar pressed against the observation window, his breathing apparatus working harder as stress chemicals flooded his system. The shimmer intensified, and suddenly, the void was filled with ships. Not dozens, not hundreds. Thousands upon thousands of vessels materialized from what had appeared to be empty space, their hulls gleaming with an opalescent finish that seemed to bend light itself. Each ship was easily twice the size of the largest Caltharian dreadnought, and their design spoke of technologies that shouldn't have existed for another millennium of human development. Holographic camouflage, Rivera explained calmly as Vextar stared in shock. Quantum stealth fields, dimensional phase shifting. All those technologies you claimed we were too primitive to understand. He paused, watching more ships decloak in perfect formation. We've had them for 15 years. The Caltharian's mandibles clicked frantically as he processed the implications. But your chemical rockets, your metal hulls, window dressing, deliberately primitive decoys to mask our real capabilities while we studied you, learned your weaknesses, mapped your territories. Rivera's voice carried the weight of cold calculation. Did you really think a species clever enough to achieve faster-than-light travel would remain stagnant for an entire decade? As if responding to an unheard command, the massive human fleet began moving into attack formation, their advanced drives leaving no visible exhaust trails. Each ship's weapon systems hummed to life, creating an energy signature that made Vexstar's sensors scream warnings. "What do you want?" the ambassador whispered. Rivera smiled for the first time that day, though it held no warmth. "A renegotiation of humanity's position in this council. I believe our primitive fleet has earned us a seat at the adult table." The primitive humans had finally revealed their hand, and the galaxy would never underestimate them again.